Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were down anywhere from 0.5 to 0.66 as the earnings season has been mixed up. Caterpillar came out with a weaker set of numbers and the guidance was also on the weaker side. Amazon came out however with better set of numbers. European markets were mixed up. Only CAC was up marginally at about 0.1%. The rest of the markets were down anywhere from 0.2 to almost about 0.4%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, most of the markets are showing weakness. So Nikkei is down almost about 1%. The Hang Seng market is down about 0.6%. However, Shanghai is up after the weak manufacturing data. Even the data that came out from Japan was slightly better, but the market has not reacted positively to that. And when we look at the SGX Nifty today morning, it's showing a downtick of almost about 20 points. In terms of flows, FIs were net buyers in the cash market to the tune of 185 crore. The domestic institutions, however, were sellers to the tune of about 226 crore, and in the index futures, the FIs were buyers to the tune of 585 crore. We had seen huge selling across 3 to 4 important counters after the disappointment in the earnings and a couple of negative news. Bajaj Auto was down about 5 to 6%, with huge delivery-based selling. Also, we had seen Lupin cracking almost about 5 to 6% after the 483 warning and the disappointing performance. And few more stocks like Tata Steel, etc. had seen huge selling, and the delivery-based selling was visible in the market yesterday. Overall, market sentiment is cautious as we are not seeing any improvement on the parliament functioning. The flows have been positive and the result season has been quite mixed. So we think that the market is going to be range bound. There are no major cues that one can really look at this point of time. On that note, let me invite our F&O expert to take you through important F&O cues and ideas that we can have from the F&O desk.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. The Indian benchmark indices ended the choppy day of trade slightly in red. However, Nifty started the session on a flattish to positive note, but in the early hour of trade, Nifty was trading in a range of approximately 10 to 20 points. But later it started falling and we have seen a fall from 8667 to 8580 odd levels, backed by losses in many of the blue chip counters like Bajaj Auto, Bharti Airtel, due to which Nifty has made a low at around 8580 and finally ended the session at 8603 levels with a loss of 0.52%. In this period, we have seen that long positions were spurred up by market participants as open interest is decreased by 1.65% from 2 crore 40 lakhs to 2 crore 36 lakhs. Approximately 3.98 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, and Nifty futures price decreased by approximately 45 rupees from 8648 to 8603. On the other hand, Nifty cost of carry also it is increased by 70% from 4.96 to 8.44, but Nifty futures premium decreased marginally from 14 points to 13 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased sharply by 5.74% from 1.22 to 1.15, which is clearly indicating that call option has seen good build-up, and we have seen that put option has seen huge unwinding in yesterday's trade. India VIX was up by 2.58% and finally settled at 15.52%. In the options activity, we have seen that 8,600 call option has added 2% shares in open interest, followed by 8,700 which has added approximately 9.65% shares in open interest. Currently, 8,700 call options stands with highest number of shares in open interest, which is a positive sign for the market going ahead. On the put option side, we have seen huge unwinding taking place in 8,600 put option, which has shedded 21% shares in open interest, followed by 8,500 put option, which has shedded 10% shares in open interest. On overall basis, we may feel that 8580, which is yesterday's low, which may act as a good support on closing basis. On band period front, there are two securities in band period. One is Emtek Auto, second is India Cement. And yesterday, FIs were net sellers of 584 crore index options. They were net sellers of 984 crore index options. They were net sellers of 358 crore in stock futures, and they were net sellers of 10.60 crore in stock options. A 5-day CPM stands at 8,600, lower range would be 8,580 and higher range is 8,706, which is our monthly stable break-even point on the higher side. Currently, Singapore Nifty is down by 27 points, which is at 8,577. We may see a flattish to negative start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you through Sharekhan pre-market action, starting with trading ideas first. A long call on Biocon as the company's performance for the first quarter was better than market expectations. They reported a net profit of 126 crore one can go long on Biocon on the back of that with a stop loss of 449 and a target of about 472 to about 481. Bank of Baroda, the RBI restrictions on the FI buying have been lifted, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 149 and a target of about 157 to about 160. And Alstom has got an order of about 1497 crore from DFCCIL, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 801 and a target of about 841 to 857. In other news and updates, Lupin has acquired a US-based company, Gavis, for about $880 million. Diwan Housing has approved the bonus share in the ratio of 1:1. DHEL has signed 3 strategic MOUs in Kazakhstan following the Prime Minister's visit there, and the government is likely to leave it to states to make own laws in absence of a new law, unlikely to repeal the existing 2013 land acquisition law. JP Associates, a negative development as a CARE rating has revised bank facilities as default. Vocard, USFDA has completed the inspection and no Form 483 has been issued, which is a bit of a relief for Vocard. USFDA raises red flag on Lupin's Goa facility. This came during market hours, has been confirmed. So that's again a negative for Lupin. The stock already has reacted about 5 to 6%. NBCC has signed a pact to redevelop Indian Institute of Public Administration campus for about 435 odd crore. Rallies India numbers were muted, no major growth there. In fact, net profit was down about 9.8%. Wipro earnings were muted. However, the operating margins and the guidance for Q2 has been good. Alstom has reported weak set of numbers. Their Q1 net profit was down almost about 63.7%. GAIL, again, the operating performance was weak. The profit was down 17%, and Petchem particularly had hurted their performance and revenue. Number of companies which will be announcing results today. Reliance, we're looking at a net profit of 6231 crore. Axis Bank 1880 crore. Watch out for the gross and the net NPL as far as Axis Bank is concerned. Mahindra Financial 203.5 crore. TVS Motors about 100 crore. Crompton Greaves 62 crore. VIP Industries 29.3 crore, and Bharat Electronics about 21 crore. Watch list for the day traders. Stocks with positive bias are Apollo Hospital, Diwan Housing and Bata India. Stocks with negative bias are Mahindra Finance, Century, Textile and Just Dial. Stocks for investment that we like at this point of time are Aditya Birla Nuvo, Landmark, HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries and TCS. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday morning.